Hey everyone, welcome back to Brands Battle. Today we're going deep into the world of smart TVs with our top 12 smart TVs, ranked from worst to best countdown. And trust me, you'll want to stick around because at the very end I'm going to reveal one smart TV model you should avoid at all costs. We'll kick things off with the least impressive picks and climb our way up to the top tier performers, all based on the latest 2025 data, factoring in picture quality, smart platform experience, user feedback, reliability, and value. Whether you're hunting for your next living room centerpiece or just curious which models are worth skipping, this guide has you covered. Let's dive in, starting from number 12. Right now, we're ranking purely smart TV models, not just the brands, so you'll get the full story on which specific sets shine and which ones should raise your eyebrow. Ready? Here we go. Coming in at number 12, we have the Amazon Fire TV series, a television that proves even tech giants can miss the mark when ambition outweighs execution. On paper, it sounds great. QLED panel, Alexa voice control, adaptive brightness, and a competitive price tag hovering around the mid-range. But once you turn it on, reality doesn't quite match the promise. Consumers report sluggish navigation and constant software hiccups, especially when switching between apps like Netflix, YouTube, and Prime Video. The Fire OS interface pushes Amazon content heavily, often crowding your personalized home screen with ads and recommendations you never asked for. Even though the QLED panel offers decent brightness, contrast performance is inconsistent, and HDR often appears washed out in dark rooms. Combine that with a somewhat flimsy build and unreliable motion handling, and you've got a smart TV that's convenient, only until it isn't. If you're someone who values responsiveness and stability, this one's a miss. The Fire TV Omni feels more like an advertisement machine than a premium entertainment hub. At number 11 is the Philips QLED Roku Smart TV, a model that tries to ride on the reputation of a once legendary name. Philips has a long history of innovation, but this TV struggles to stand out in today's competitive smart ecosystem. The panel is serviceable, colors are pleasant, and the built-in Roku interface is user-friendly, but responsiveness and software support are where things start to fall apart. Many users note freezing screens, slow firmware updates, and recurring audio sync issues that turn casual viewing into frustration. On the hardware side, the TV's peak brightness doesn't quite hit the advertised HDR promise. Blacks tend to look gray in darker rooms, and there's noticeable blooming during high-contrast scenes. The sound quality is also underwhelming, forcing most owners to rely on external speakers or soundbars to get a satisfying experience. In short, Philips's QLED Roku TV plays it safe. And that's exactly the problem. It feels like a product designed to do enough, rather than impress. If you want solid performance for casual streaming, it'll work. But if you expect the polish of Samsung or LG, you'll be disappointed. Sliding in at number 10, we've got the TCL Roku Smart TV, a definitely budget-friendly option that hits some decent marks, but also shows clear signs of where savings were made. On the plus side, you're getting a 43-inch 4K panel, built-in Roku Smart functionality, which means a straightforward streaming interface many users already like. And at this size price, it's hard to beat value. Reviews say the picture is superb for its price point, deep blacks, and vibrant colors when used in darker rooms. Best Buy Plus One, however, and this is key, this set has heavier compromises than you might expect. The peak brightness is relatively low, meaning in a bright living room you'll struggle with glare and washed-out contrast. One review notes, "The display brightness doesn't go up very high. I wish it could be a bit brighter." Best Buy. The viewing angles are narrow. Motion handling is basic. HDR support exists on paper, but the experience is muted. So if you're buying this for a bedroom, a small living room, or a secondary TV, you'll probably be happy. But if you expect premium performance in a large space, this one falls short of the true top-tier sets, and that's why it sits at number 10. At number 9, we land on the Hisense QLED Fire Smart TV, a model that brings more ambition into the game than many budget sets, yet still carries enough compromises to stop it from soaring higher. Hisense has built a reputation for bringing strong feature sets at accessible pricing, and this model reflects that. QLED panel technology, 4K resolution, and Amazon Fire TV built-in for broad streaming voice control functionality. Some users highlighted vibrant colors and picture quality is sharp, and that the Fire TV experience felt surprisingly fast. Best Buy, but again, the rub, in detailed testing, this TV falters in key areas. One expert review pointed out it's a very basic 4K TV, no local dimming. It can't get very bright, motion is blurry, not very responsive, when compared to stronger models. RTings.com. This means while you'll get the features, you won't always feel the refinement. Darker scenes can look flat, fast action may blur, and the HDR pop you expect is muted. In short, if you want a lot for your money and can tolerate some rough edges, this is a viable pick. But for those chasing the best all-round smart TV experience, this is not quite it. Hence it lands at number 9. Stepping into the number 8 spot, we find the Philips Smart Roku TV, a model carrying the weight of a legacy electronics brand, yet operating in a very different space today. Philips once stood as a powerhouse in the television industry, but when it comes to smart models targeted at the North American market, its presence is far from dominant. The use of the Roku interface is a plus, delivering a friendly experience for casual streaming. But on the flip side, many users report that the panel and smart features simply don't stack up against peer offerings. Limited HDR support, middling brightness in well-lit rooms, and fewer premium features make it a decent day-to-day choice, but not one for cinephiles or gamers chasing high performance. If you're looking for a budget smart set in a smaller size and you're drawn by the Philips name, this could suffice. However, you'll be giving up some of the refinement found in other brands' mid-tier models, hence its placement at number 8. Coming in at number 7 is the LG AI Smart TV 2025. An impressive machine on its merits, yet slipping down the list because of real-world limitations. The OLED panel gives stellar contrast and vibrant colors that many rivals can't touch, and LG's smart platform is smooth and feature-rich. But the snag is twofold. Availability in some markets is limited, and the price tag puts it beyond the reach of many buyers. In addition, while the hardware is impressive, the value proposition suffers when you compare it to comparable models offering nearly equal viewing quality at significantly lower cost. In essence, if you have the budget and can source one easily, you'll likely love this set. But for most shoppers, the higher cost and diminishing returns keep it out of the top 5, landing it at number 7. At number 6, we have a general model from Samsung, representing the brand's smart TV lineup, Samsung Smart TV. Samsung continues to lead in display innovation and brand strength. Its smart TV platform is polished, hardware is solid, and it offers options from budget to premium. That said, when you're factoring in this particular model, or models in this tier, you'll encounter some frustrations. Built-in apps may come with pre-installed bloat, certain UI elements may feel crowded with content suggestions, and the price to performance starts to fall behind when you compare to OLED or mini LED specials. For many users, this Samsung set will offer a dependable viewing experience. But if you're chasing the highest value or advanced features, for e.g. gaming, ultra-high HDR brightness, there are better picks out there, which is why this smart TV rests at number 6. Slipping into the number 5 slot is the Hisense Smart Mini Fire TV, a model that punches above its weight in many respects, but still carries enough concessions to keep it from the top 4. What makes it strong? You're getting cutting-edge panel tech, mini LED plus QLED, robust feature set, smart platform, good connectivity, all at a relatively attractive price. Hisense has built a reputation for offering more for the money. However, and this is the downside, some users report that the build quality is slightly less premium than the top brands. Audio may be weaker, software updates might not be as consistent, and the durability over long term is less proven. So if you're focused on getting maximal features per dollar, this one is a smart pick. But if you want the safest long-term bet with no compromises, you'll still likely look above it, hence its placement at number 5. Cracking into the top 4 is the TCL QLED Smart Google TV, a crowd favorite that's earned both praise and criticism for its fast-paced innovation and occasional quality hiccups. Let's start with the positives. TCL delivers strong color accuracy and brightness for the price, and the Google TV interface remains one of the most intuitive smart ecosystems out there. Apps load quickly, voice search works well, and the overall experience feels polished. For everyday streaming, this set delivers tremendous bang for the buck. However, the cracks show inconsistency. Reviewers frequently report unit-to-unit variance. One model might be flawless, while another out of the box shows clouding, stuck pixels, or uneven backlighting. TCL's rapid production cycles mean firmware updates can lag, and the result is a television that performs brilliantly one moment and frustratingly the next. If you get a good panel, you'll love it. But the QC lottery keeps TCL from climbing any higher, a reliable near-top performer, but not quite bulletproof. Sliding into the number 3 position is the Harwa Smart TV, a lesser-known entrant that's gaining attention in emerging markets for its affordability and surprisingly feature-rich platform. Harwa's pitch is simple. Deliver big screen functionality without the big brand markup. Their recent models boast 4K panels, Android-based smart interfaces, and all the major streaming apps pre-installed. For buyers on a tight budget, this sounds like a dream. But the reality? It's a bit of a gamble. Reviews highlight inconsistent quality control, underpowered processors that make the interface laggy, and unreliable after-sales service. Picture quality can be decent under the right conditions, but motion blur, weak contrast, and limited HDR support hold it back from rivaling more established names. Still, Harwa earns its spot this high for one reason: sheer value. It offers a taste of the smart TV experience for buyers who simply can't stretch to LG or Samsung territory. Think of it as the underdog. Not perfect, not polished, but priced to tempt. Just know what you're getting into before you hit buy. At number 2, we arrive at the Sony Bravia OLED Smart TV, a powerhouse that pushes picture realism and color depth to near perfection. Sony's QD-OLED panel delivers breathtaking contrast and brightness, coupled with their top-tier cognitive processor XR that intelligently optimizes scenes in real time. Motion handling? Flawless. Color? Spectacularly balanced. Even the integrated Google TV interface feels crisp and intuitive. So why isn't it number 1? Price. At over $2,000, this set is a luxury purchase, and while performance is unmatched, the steep cost keeps it from mass-market appeal. Also, occasional firmware quirks have been noted by owners after updates. Nothing major, but enough to remind you that no tech product is perfect. If you're chasing pure picture quality and cinematic immersion, this Sony is the dream machine. For everyone else, it's an aspirational model, admired from afar, envied by many, owned by few. Taking the crown at number 1 is the LG 4K OLED Smart TV, a model that represents everything the modern smart TV should be: sleek, responsive, and visually stunning. LG has spent years perfecting its OLED technology, and the C5 line continues that legacy with brilliant contrast ratios, infinite black levels, and vibrant colors that leap off the screen. The Evo panel isn't just a buzzword. It's brighter, more efficient, and built to last longer than previous generations. The integrated WebOS platform is fast, clean, and refreshingly intuitive. App switching feels instant, AI upscaling sharpens lower quality content, and gaming performance benefits from near-zero input lag and full HDMI 2.1 support. Yes, it's premium priced, but it justifies every dollar with performance that rarely needs adjustment out of the box. For home theater enthusiasts and everyday streamers alike, this LG set defines what smart should feel like. It's the complete package: picture, sound, and software in perfect harmony. Verdict: the LG C5 isn't just a television. It's a long-term investment in visual excellence. And now for the part you've been waiting for: the smart TV you should absolutely avoid. In my opinion, the Amazon Fire TV Omni QLED series takes that unfortunate title. I've tested this model multiple times, and each experience was a reminder that hardware alone doesn't make a great TV. The software experience does. While Amazon promised convenience, what you actually get is constant lag, heavy ad intrusion, and an operating system that feels more like a storefront than a streaming hub. Every menu pushes promotions, every update risks new bugs, and the once promising Alexa integration feels clunky and half-finished. Worse, I've had units crash midstream or freeze during app updates. Some users report panels failing in under 2 years. For me personally, after 2 replacements and countless resets, it became clear this is one smart TV that just isn't worth the frustration. So if you see that tempting price tag and think you've scored a deal, don't. It's a shortcut to buyer's remorse. And that wraps up our top 12 smart TVs ranked worst to best. From budget champs like Harwa to premium powerhouses like LG and Sony, there's something here for every kind of viewer. Just remember, smart doesn't always mean good. Sometimes the smartest choice is knowing what to skip. Now, I want to hear from you. What smart TV are you using right now, and would you recommend it? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit that thumbs up, subscribe for more weekly tech rundowns, and ring that bell so you never miss the next ranking. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay smart, stay curious, and I'll see you next time on Brands Battle.